Hello all, welcome to channel Tech Tutorials Learn by Doing. In this tutorial series, we'll learn about Python from beginner to advanced along with the projects. Now, let's get started for today's tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll learn about variables, numerical data type, and string data type. Now, let me go to the Python and start our project. For that, click on this Windows icon and search for Python and click on it. Let me create one new project for our overall tutorial series. For that, go to File and click on New Project. Give the project name as Tech Tutorial Python Series. Tech Tutorial Python Series. Select Base Interpreter as the Python interpreter and create the project. Let me create from existing sources and in this window. The project has been created. Now right click on this Tech Tutorial Python Series and under New create one Python file. And let me give this Python file name as variables. Now let me add the configuration for this. For that, click on add configuration, click on add new, click on Python and give this name as variables and keep the script path as the variable. Click on apply and OK. Variables are simply the container that holds the value. Once we have assigned the variable a value, we can use that variable value later in our program. We can also modify the value of variable as per our code logic. The variable name has two parts. The first part is the name of the variable and second part is the value of variable. For example, let variable name be my variable and its value be 10. Then we can do anything here. For example, my variable equals to my variable plus 1 and now print this variable my variable. Firstly, it is assigned the value 10, then the value is incremented by 1. 10 plus 1 it will be 11 and this value is assigned to the my variable again and this my variable has been printed here. Now let me run this. It should give 11. We can see that the 11 has been printed. Whenever we create a variable, the memory location is reserved in our memory devices. The variable name it should follow some of the naming convention. It should not be the inbuilt keywords. Inbuilt keywords are the special type of names that has specific values or specific functions. We can find those keywords by using importing the module keyword and print keyword dot list. Now let me run this program. A variable name should not be as false, none, true, and as and so on. Let me try to assign this value first. False equals to 15, print false. It will give the error because it is the predefined keyword and it cannot be used as variable name. Let me try to run it. So we can see that we cannot assign this value to inbuilt keyword. The variable name has other naming convention also. A variable name should be alphanumeric character or underscore and numbers should not be present at first. For example, we can have variable name as my number 2 or my number 1 as 12 and print this value my number 1 will get the value 12. You can see that the value 12 has been printed. Let me delete other print statement. 12 has been printed, but this number it should not be at start. For example, 1 my number is invalid. Let me try to sign first and it will show the error. Print 1 my number, it will show the error. You can see that it is not the valid variable name. We can assign variable different types of value. Here we have assigned a numeric value. We can also assign this value as other my variable 2 as 10.5 and print my variable 2. Let me run this. The 10.5 has been printed. We can also reassign this variable. Now let me reassign this my variable as teech tutorial and print this variable value. Teech tutorial is printed here because initially it was assigned 10, then it is incremented by 1 and it has become 11. Then my variable 2 is assigned value 10.5 and we have printed that value, so the 10.5 will be printed. This my variable is again assigned to the variable text tutorial, so when we print this variable name, its value text tutorial is printed here. Now let me go to the numerical data types and string data type. Numerical data type are the data type that contains number. For example, here we can see 10 is number, so it is numerical data type. Here it is 10.5, so it is numerical data type. We can do mathematical operations on numerical data types. For example, let me print my variable 1 plus my variable 2. My variable plus my variable 2. So my variable will be 10, my variable 2 be 10.5, and while printing my variable plus my variable 2, it should print 20.5. Let me run this program. It is printing 20.5. Let me do another mathematical operation of minus. So my variable 2 minus my variable 1 should print the value 0.5. Run this program. Run this program. We can see that 0.5 has been printed. Let me give new variable name as my variable 3. My variable 3 and assign the value of 3. And let me print the value my variable into 2. It should print my variable into 2. 10 into 2 will be 20. So it should print 20. 20 has been printed. We can also print my variable into my variable 3. Here my variable is 10 and my variable 3 is 3, and 10 into 3 will be 30. So 30 will be printed here. So 30 is printed here. So this type of value that contains number are known as numerical variables. Here my variable has integer data and my variable 2 has float data. So let me rename it as variable and float variable. Let me assign some of negative values. Negative int variable equals to -2. Negative float variable equals to -2.5, and let me print product of these two variables, negative int variable into negative float variable. Here negative int variable is -2, negative float variable is -2.5. 2.5 into 2 will be 5 and minus minus will be plus. So let me run the program. We can see that we got answer 5.0. Beside integer and float, we can also represent number in exponent form. For example, exponential variable. Exponential variable equals to 2.3 exponent 3. It will be equivalent to 2.3 into 10 to the power 10 to the power 3. That is 2300. Let me print this variable. We can see that we got the answer 2300. So we can also represent variable in exponents form, where number prior to exponent is decimal number and exponent to the power, meaning that 10 to the power their value. Beside integer and float, Python also supports complex number. For example, complex 1 equals to, this is real part, 5j it is imaginary part. Let me assign another complex number. Complex 2 equals to 4 minus 2j. And now let me print some of these two complex numbers. Complex 1 plus complex 2, it will be 6 plus 3j. Let me run the program. We can say that we got the answer 6 plus 3j. So Python also supports the complex number and complex number operations. We can also subtract, or we can also multiply two complex numbers. Besides decimal number system, we can also represent other number system in Python. We can represent binary number system, octal number system, hex number system. We can denote it as variable equals to 0, O, and the octal value. Let me write 245. In binary variable, binary variable equals to, let me store binary value 0 be 100, it will be equivalent to 2, and hex value, x variable equals to 0x a c 10. Now let me print this value. It will print equivalent value in decimal number system. So 245 in octal number system equivalent to 165 in decimal number system. 100 in binary number system. Let me print this value. 100 in binary number system equivalent to 4 in decimal number system, and AC10 in hex number system is equivalent to 44,048 in decimal number system. After knowing about different types of numerical data type, let us know about some of the functions that can be used in numerical data types. Some of the common functions are rounding, floor, ceiling, taking log, tan, sine, cosine, antisine, or sine inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse, or taking SAF, and so on. For that, we make a use of math library. It is the pre-installed library and we should not install it. Let me assign some sample number as float number equals to 2.45. Let me print original number and the value of original number. Then let me round this number up to two decimal place. Rounded number, and the value is round is float number up to two decimal place. Let me run the program. We can see that this is original number and this is the rounded number. Instead of 4.5, if there was 4.57, it would have written 2.46. You can see that it has written 2.46. Let me print its ceiling value. Math dot ceil float number. So its ceiling value is upper value. The number greater than 2 is 3. So ceiling value is 3. Let me also print its floor value. Floor value will be 2. Floor value math dot floor float number. You can see that 2 has been printed. Let me take log of this number. Print log value for log math dot log float number, and let me take log base of 2. It has given the log of 2 of this number, that is log base 2 of 2.457. We can also validate it by our calculator, and let me print its tangent value. Tan value, that is tan. It is generally used for mathematical operation. Math the tan float number, that is tan value also has been printed. We can also print its inverse tan. math dot a10 arctine port number. So its inverse 10 is 1.18. Or we can also find SF of two numbers using math function. For example, print math dot gcd greatest common divisor of 18 and 12. It will print the SF of 18 and 12, that is 6. We can see that 6 has been printed. So this is for the numeric data types and variables. In this lecture we also learn about different functions that are used in numeric data types. We'll continue our learning in string data type in our next lecture. If you like my video, give like button and subscribe to my channel so that you do not miss our future tutorials. Thank you.